Hello, family. We hope that you're enjoying yourselves here with us on the Lit Television Network. We're interrupting the current programming in order to begin our following scheduled broadcast. Enjoy.
Hey, welcome back to Monarch MIndz.
Welcome back to Monarch MIndz. This is Adrian.
And I'm Jess, and we got a special guest today, right?
All right.
Dr. Adrian Gentry.
Yeah, I don't know about special guests, but yes, Dr. Adrian, never forget the A Gentry, aka Dr. Real Estate Jacks.
That's right.
All right, yeah.
Dr. Real Estate Jacks. Good. So we're going to talk about life as a realtor today.
All right.
Yeah. So I know we all kind of have our stories. You know, Damien and I are realtors, and we kind of share with, everybody how we got started. Mm-hmm. What made you get into real estate?
Real estate is something I always wanted to do.
Really?
Right? It was something that I wanted to do ever since I was about 15, 16 years old. But I let someone talk me out of it. Mm-hmm. Probably the only businessman I knew at the time. And he that's not where you want to be, Adrian. You don't want to do that. But later on in life, I found out he was only basing it off of his failures in construction.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So, life takes a bunch of twists, right? And I call myself a triology. So I was a chef at one point. I was in the military at one point. I did mortgages at one point. I helped create a diabetic cookie that was tested with one of the largest diabetic clinics in the country. I did government contract work where I used to be the middleman between the government and contractors. So I would go out to the contracts for them. And then I did well in that industry. Mm-hmm. Did real well in that industry. So the
government contractor?
Yes.
I'm in that now as well.
Really?
Yeah, oh man. That is great.
I didn't know that. But it afforded me such a semi-retirement. So I didn't have to work for a couple of years, and I was just trying to find out what I really was passionate about. Mm-hmm. I wasn't passionate about government contracting. It was a means of making money.
Yeah.
So I met a friend of mine who's my broker and business partner in some aspects. And we were just sitting at a table one day, and we said, you know what, I want to start investing. And I said, yeah, I want to too. Like, let's get up and do it. You know what I'm saying? So we literally got in the car, what they call it, driving for dollars.
Oh, yeah.
And we started driving for dollars. We found the house that day. Within 30, 35 days, we were flipping that house. I mean, so it was...
Wow, that's pretty good.
It was definitely something I've always wanted to do. After doing that for a little bit, I said, you know what, I'm getting my license. Like, this is what I really want to do. Mm-hmm. So I love this industry. I don't know about most people, but I love this industry.
I love it. So you started out doing flips then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so paper and actual. So started with paper and actual.
Okay, so wholesaling and then
flips.
actual flips.
Right.
Okay. And that's how Adrian and I met. We met through wholesaling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Out there on the grind, walking through places.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you right now, the smells of some places. I just don't understand what real estate is. It is not HGTV, me guy.
No, nothing like it. That's the funny thing. Everybody thinks it's just like, oh, it's what you see on TV. But nah. When you're there and it's a hoarder house.
Oh, yeah.
Something like, you're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You definitely see some stuff.
Oh yeah. I didn't seen enough for it's horror movie type of stuff. Let me be honest with you. Some of these houses, you'll be amazed at what you see. Some of the living conditions, man.
Yeah, it amazes me.
Yeah.
How people live. Yeah.
Yep. Right.
Mm-hmm. So now you're doing retail mostly these days?
Majority of my business is retail right now,
Okay.
and that's just because I've had an overwhelming demand for customers looking to move from all over the country. To be honest, right? So. I think, like I told you before, like at one point this summer, I was doing 3 to 5 buyer consultations a day, and these were hot buyers. These weren't buyers saying, "Oh, I'm just thinking about it." No, these were buyers coming in ready to buy. So it was crazy. My assistant was trying to help, and she was getting overwhelmed. So it was almost like we had to cut off marketing because it was too much coming in way too fast, and we were trying to help people with the best we can, right? We want to give everybody the equal amount of attention and the respect that they need as choosing us as a customer. So we had to cut off marketing because it was just overwhelming. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I know every time I see you on Facebook or Instagram, it's like, man, another house.
Right. Another closing.
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think looking at it as a realtor, like one of the things that people don't really understand, and I think what people see is the closings, and that's what you see. Like you're seeing the closings, you're seeing the under contract, but what y'all don't see is the 14-hour days, right? Like you don't see the 15-hour days. You don't see the fact that we're psychologists, we're counselors, we're marriage counselors, we're
problem solvers,
problem
and beyond.
solvers, contractors, movers, cleaners, like They don't see everything that goes into this business of marketing, and I see so many people. I mean, of real estate, and I see so many people trying to jump in, thinking it's a fast check, and that's just not the case. It's not an easy check, right? If you're easy, you're not making money. Let's be honest. If you're not working hard, you're not making money. Yeah. And that's what I really love people to understand. So some people like, I don't want to pay that commission. That's too much. Bro, you don't understand what goes into that commission, right? It's so many nights you're working on stuff at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning to ensure that a deal closes that most people will never understand goes on in the back end.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing. They just see, the glamour in the front, but then all the back office, no one knows. Like all the paperwork, having to go through all the contracts. Correct. A buyer, they don't want to do something, and the seller, they change their mind about something. So it's a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, it's stressful.
And then you work with a lot of clients that are out of state or out of the country.
Right.
So you're up at crazy hours, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. So I have a customer we just closed. We'll close tomorrow on his house. He's in Japan. He's never seen the property. He's never been to Jacksonville, Florida at all. So to me, it's even more intense, right? So I have to understand everything about this house. Right, I got to let you understand everything about this house. I got to ensure that this property is the property that you truly want. You have to see the entire area around the property. You have to see every aspect of the property. Yeah. Why? Because you're entrusting me to purchase a house for $400,000 or $500,000, and you've never seen it from across the country. So for me, it's a little bit harder than the typical agent.
Somebody just walking around, see for themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
So I have to really listen to the customer. I really have to understand what they truly want, what their goals are in the future. How are they going to utilize this property, right? What do they truly want in a house, because they're going to be in this house. You know what I mean? They're going to sign off on it. And then at that point, I got to show you every visual aspect. I got to show you every piece of data that I can possibly give you to make sure you feel safe in this home and you can continue to trust me to be your realtor. So as of yet, I haven't had anybody come into country or come in the state that's never seen their house and be like, I'll kill you. No, I haven't had that happen yet.
Well, I think the other day, the one you're talking about in Japan, you were videoing him, and it was you could clearly see he was in the bed.
Right, I saw that.
It was 3 o'clock in the morning. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So we did the entire walkthrough. It was on the new construction. We did the entire walkthrough, and he literally looked at every wall as we're doing the walkthrough. So you know how that goes. We're taping walls. But he's like, what's that in the wall? What's this in the wall? What's that in the wall?
Yeah.
So every piece of that house he got to see. Every week I had to send an updated video of what was going on in the property. Every week I'm going down to, that one was all the way in Yulee. I'm going up to Yulee.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yulee is a nice drive.
Exactly. So people don't understand the intensity of what you have to do, the sacrifices that you give up to be a realtor. And that's, but for me, I don't think I'll have it any other way.
Well, that's good. That's good. So now, are you investing too right now, or are you just really focused on your career with regular retail buyers and sellers?
I put it on hold. And the reason being, my whole goal in real estate, like if you know me, I've done motivation, I've done transformational speaking for years, right? And my whole goal is to always build other people up. So even with my model of looking at real estate as a whole, right? It's a whole bunch of large companies that pretty much are out there and they're built for recruiting.
Yes.
Right? It's not about training, it's not about recruiting, right? So once you go to real estate school, the first thing you do is you go through this class that teaches you absolutely nothing about being a real estate agent.
Right, in real life.
In real life, right? So all it's about is this test. So then what happens is they go to a real estate agent, right? A real estate brokerage, right? That's recruiting them because they need numbers. More people are going to produce some sort of income eventually, right?
Exactly.
And so when they get there, they utilize the same tactics. We're going to train you, right? It was funny. I don't know if you guys remember this. If you ever remember looking at the first chapter of your real estate book, one of the questions that was asked was, why is there a large surplus of property managers? I mean, why is there a large demand for property managers? You know what that is? Why? Y'all remember the question?
I don't remember that.
Absentee owners. So as soon as you go to a new brokerage, what do they say? We're going to go door knock. I'm not door knocking. The book literally told me that there's nobody in that house. It's absentee owners, right? So then they're utilizing the exact same thing. We're going to cold call. Okay, anybody that makes 100, 200, 300 calls is going to find someone. Then they say, okay, guess what? We're going to do open houses. Well, open houses aren't what they were 20 years ago. But it's about movement. Let me keep them moving and engaged. And as long as I keep them moving and engaged, hopefully they'll close a deal. So right now I'm really focusing on building out my curriculum, everything else for my team. Like, I believe that I can get anyone in real estate to $100,000 in the first year.
Wow.
Right? I believe if built out right and really educating the agent, a new agent, we should be able to get to $100,000. Right? But it has to be appropriate, right? How many real estate agents have I talked to that don't understand what a contract is?
Oh, I'm sure it's a lot.
I'm sure there's enough. Yeah.
Right? Because no one taught them the contract. They taught them to go what? Go door knock. How many real estate agents have you talked to that don't even understand the buying process? Like what comes after you go under contract?
And then,
Right. So you see a person brand new getting their real estate license. Tell them, "Ooh, buy from me." They have no understanding, and the larger agencies aren't teaching that. So for me, it's really about educating. Same way I try to do the buyers and the sellers. Let me educate you on the process to a point where you're ready to be in front of a customer, because we shouldn't be practicing in front of customers.
No,
Oh,
that's true.
absolutely. Yeah.
Right, and that's what majority of agents are doing.
A lot of
They're
them.
practicing in front of a customer and
Right.
pretending they know what the information is with the largest transaction of their life. So that's what I'm really focused on right now, is building out the systems, building out the training, building out everything. So a new real estate agent or a real estate agent's been in the game 3, 4, 5 years.
Some of them still don't know.
They still don't know.
Right.
And I've talked to 10, 15. I sat down. I just wanted to know what are their problems. It was like, Adrian, I've been in the game 4 years. No one's ever explained the contract to me. 4 years?
Yeah. And that's the job as a broker. You know, as you enter a new brokerage,
Yeah,
you're
should.
expecting that hand holding.
Right.
So
But
I
a
know
lot
that's
of
how it
times
was. I got my hand holding.
A lot of times I don't think they handheld you. They kind of give you some of their information and say, okay, kind of go read, and if you have any questions,
Here's the portal.
let me know.
Right.
Larger companies, here's
Yeah.
the portal. Figure
Yeah.
it out, right? And I think that's where it detaches. That's where we lose great agents. People who would be superstars in this industry are just frustrated. So investing, I've kind of sat back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm putting my energy into really being able to help agents build the wealth that they came into the industry for, right?
Yeah.
To really be a great agent. And I've seen too many agents like screwing up deals, right? Like too many agents mess up a deal because they really didn't understand how to format the contract. They really didn't understand
Right.
what escrow was really like. They didn't understand the negotiation process inside of real estate. So the house that they could have had, they lost or the deal they could have had, they lost because they didn't understand what to do.
Well, first you got to teach them how to answer the phone. Because a lot of them, they don't answer the
Yes,
phone.
I agree. It's a lot of agents like that.
Right.
Yep.
Call it, and it's like, wow, like, okay, how you gonna get a deal if you don't answer the phone? That's rule number one.
Right, absolutely.
But no, you do a lot of other stuff just besides real estate. I see you in.
Man, Lloyd, I love real estate. It's my passion. Like I said, I've been speaking for years. I've shared the stage with a lot of the greats, right? As far as a transformational speaker, I'm getting back into trading because I miss it. I do Best Eats and Jacks. Best Eats and Jacks was really to highlight me being a chef. I love food. My first word was literally eat. It was not mama. It was not. It's in my book. Like my first word was like eat, eat, eat. So food has always been my passion. So highlighting some of the best restaurants in Jacksonville was one of the things I started off doing, and I was doing it during the pandemic. I wanted to do something to help the smaller businesses get exposure, so they can make money during that time. It was never a thing for Adrian. I don't make any money off of it all. You know what I mean? All I do is help to expose other people. So that's my life. Like I enjoy. That's my passion. Is helping people. That's what I think I'm doing in real estate. That's my whole focus and goal there. That's my whole focus in pretty much everything that I do.
No, you also do work with the youth, incarcerated or something, right?
Yeah.
So we go into detention homes. I have a group called I Am Adam. Not my group. Let's say we have a group, right, called I Am Adam. Anointed, dedicated, appointed, accountable men of God. So we go into group homes. We started off just with each other because as men, we very rarely have an outlet where we can be completely open and honest with each other, right? So we started off there. Like, look, if you wrong, we're gonna tell you wrong, right, brother? But if you hurt, we also there to embrace you from a manly standpoint and let you be able to get out the hurt and pain that you have without any judgment. So then we move from that to, okay, how do we get into the community with this? So we start going to detention homes, man, and it was just amazing, the response, right? Like they went from literally like battle dome, like fighting all the time, and they said after y'all been in here, we haven't had a fight in weeks.
Oh wow, that's good.
Right, so really talking to the boys from, hey, this is where you're at, like really trying to change the mindset of the children in that environment. So I love that. I love that.
I think that really helps in the community. We definitely need it. You know, we can get them to stop the fighting and stop the hurting each other, and then say there are other opportunities. Like look at me. I was a chef. I was this. I was
Right. I'm
And
sure
that
you talk to
gives
them about different opportunities
Absolutely,
too.
absolutely. Showing them like I know everybody ain't going to college. You crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's not possible. I don't even think my son going to college. But love him to life, but I don't think that's what
Right.
that's not his destiny, right?
Right.
But we have to expose people. I think exposure is one of the greatest things that anyone can have, right? What if you're exposing your son right now to real estate? And I just told you, like,
Yeah.
I would cry if he was like, Dad, can I get some?
Yeah, no.
Like, I would cry because you're shaping his destiny. You're shaping his idea of what the world is truly about, and improving his unwealth. Unwealth meaning, never mind, because I'll get deep in that real quick. But the unwealth, let's just say it's a little ball, right? It's your world circumference inside of this bigger world, and it's small. And the more you expose people to things, the larger that unwealth begins to become. And so you're exposing him to something. So real estate may
Right.
not be what he wants to do, but he'll start understanding investing. It may not be investing, but he'll understand this. And he can shape what he truly wants to be when he grows up. And that's
Right.
what's so amazing about what you're doing right now.
Yep. So is being a broker, is that, the next thing on the table for you?
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's definitely something I'm shaping out. I have 2 different opportunities I'm thinking about. I'm just trying to work out, how do I want to do this strategically? What it benefits people, right? Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, a lot of the work I'm doing is not even for me right now. A lot of the work I'm doing is actually an educational process to help the future team member or the future real estate agent. So a lot of that stuff right now, I put in the 15, 16, 17 hour days, and I'm charting everything that I'm doing, right? And it's not for me right now. It's for...
You can bring someone else up and show them.
Exactly.
So now, what real estate agency are you with?
Siva Realty. Eva
Okay,
Mahaya.
yeah.
Mahaya. He was an amazing, the man, heart of gold. Like, I love her life. She's an amazing person, a wealth of knowledge. And she brought me into, when we became friends, we were, started off in the investing process first. And just, we built a friendship, a relationship over the years. And someone you can trust, I think that's what you
that's the biggest thing.
truly need as a real estate agent. Like, someone you can trust. If they're saying it's all about me, just move on, right? If all the actions say it's all about me, please move on. So I've learned some things from her. I closed my first deal like within 24 hours of having my real estate license, right? Like,
Nice.
like I was under contract within 24 hours of having.
Not
my
a whole
real
lot
estate.
of people can say that. I can't say that.
but it was all based off of Eva, right? Like, it really was. Like, she was really, as we were working together, I was learning the process from what she does, right? I was looking at the things that she did. I understood the property aspect of it, but I wanted to understand the relationship aspect of it. How did she operate in a relationship? So she's dope to me. She's a dope person.
Well, let's shout out Eva.
Yeah, Eva.
Hey, Eva.
Mahaya.
So now, how many people at your brokerage?
We have a boutique brokerage.
Okay.
So maybe 4 or 5. I don't pay attention.
Nice.
I don't pay attention to people. No. So it's me and my assistant. And so we run, and I try to, and I tell people this all the time, and it's not me not paying attention to people. That was a crazy statement. It's me and my assistant. I don't pay attention to majority of agents.
Okay.
And I do that for a reason. Like, I don't want to ever get out of my zone
Right.
of genius, right? Of what I'm good at. Like, everyone has something they're great at. And I think too many people, especially new agents, they're just trying to find something.
Trying to find that
Okay, I
niche.
need to do this. Okay, I need to do that. And they're not consistent in anything, and they're never utilizing their own genius.
Right.
And that's what this is. This is marketing. Right? I think people have to really understand.
It's marketing.
Real estate is marketing, whether
Yep.
you're marketing a seller's property or you're marketing yourself as an agent. And that's where you have to start focusing on as a real estate agent more than anything, the marketing aspect of it, and being consistent, more consistent than anyone else. And I think a lot of our success a lot of my success came from just that. I'm just more consistent than most people. Like, people don't understand that's what I'm constantly doing something.
Right.
Well, now you also have a YouTube channel that promotes a lot of your real estate. So I noticed, I was like, oh man, that's okay. So anybody anywhere in the world can see you any time of the day.
Right.
Absolutely. It's about education. I mean, just educate people. Right? It's not about, hey, I'm an agent, come buy from me. Hey, I'm an agent. Hey, it's a new program out right now. Phone number, email address. Hey, buy from me. Phone number, email address. Beginning of the year again. I know you have a buy home goal. Phone, mail, email address. It's like, come on, man. Like, this is what you're doing every day. What are you doing to actually provide value to other people? Nothing. You're saying buy. Everybody wants to buy.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to be sold.
That's true.
So if I'm adding value first to someone, then guess what? They're more likely to come talk to me before they talk to you.
Right.
Oh yeah, because they feel like you've given them something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I mean, that's a big thing, you know. So, but now, so how do you get a lot of your overseas guys? So you do a specific like targeted marketing?
So I do target marketing. I do YouTube videos. Like I told you today, I'm about to sit down. I'm about to do another overview of VA. Like I'm constantly doing stuff for marketing purposes for the real estate business to expose what's going on in Jacksonville. Duval County is an amazing place.
It is.
It is.
I hated this place. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You first got here?
6 years ago, I was gone. I hated Duval and everything. I got here about 10, 11, 12 years ago. I got here for the second time. And I hated this place, bro. It was so slow. I was moving in from Atlanta. And it was like, what is going
Fast-paced
on?
life, and it's like
Compared to Atlanta, definitely.
Right. And it's like, okay, this is a business networking event. But nobody here owns a business. Like, what are we doing here? Like, everybody's just getting drunk, right? Like, this didn't even make sense to me. Nothing about this city made sense to me. And then, of course, when Shot Khan bought, you start seeing a little bit. I was gone, bro. I went to San Antonio. I went to Houston. I went to Cincinnati. I went to North Carolina. And I was gone. And then something said, Adrian, let's just stay one more year. And then you started seeing Jacksonville.
changes.
You started seeing things moving. You started seeing more businesses come in. And that has grown tremendously over the last 2 years, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
The amount of infrastructure that's gone up in Jacksonville, the amount of businesses that are coming in Jacksonville, real estate market in Jacksonville, like this is a hot market. And it's not just me saying that. Like it's documented, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
the data says it. Yeah.
Exactly. It's documented in the news. It's documented that this city is growing really fast. We were the second hottest real estate market a year ago, right?
Yeah.
We have so many large businesses coming in. And I'm going to be honest, when you look at large businesses coming to a place, they're not just coming because of nice weather. They're coming because they've researched and said, okay, this is the next
place.
Exactly. So I love Jacksonville. The love I get in Jacksonville, I love Jacksonville at this point. But I hated it. I hated this place with anything in me.
Now, you've been an agent for how long?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. That's it?
Yeah.
It seemed like you've
I
been an
know,
agent longer.
2.5 years. It's been a ride, bro. Like, especially going through COVID. It was funny. It was so funny. People don't understand that seller's market was brutal.
Right.
For most agents. And it's even saying that, 600 should be leaving the industry this year. 600,000 should be leaving the industry this year. That seller's market was a battle.
It was.
And to get a home under contract as a buyer's agent, it was definitely one of those things you had to understand contracts. You had to understand negotiation, how to present.
Yep, different strategies.
Different strategies.
Yep.
You had to be creative as heck to get some of these contracts through. And I think that it was a combination of very few homes on the market.
Yep.
The lowest interest rate ever, historically low interest rate. So it created a feeding frenzy that most people didn't understand. That's why people are going $40,000, $50,000 on houses that I wouldn't pay asking for. Right. So, and then of course we had February, March when the rate began to increase. We had it slow down a bit, and so now we're in a position where we're right around 7. But it dropped to 6.5 about 2 weeks ago, and mortgage applications went up 2.2%. So when I'm looking at this, okay, we have a medium somewhere, and it's not dropping price like most people believe, right?
No.
Everybody believes, they just dropping prices left and right. No, if you look at it, it's about 97%. People are selling about 97% lower than the sales value. 3% lower than what the asking prices are. So it's not a huge drop in price. Yeah. And right now we're in a historically low period of every year, which is Thanksgiving, Christmas time for buying and selling.
Well, that's usually when I buy houses. Because everybody is kind of desperate, and I'm thinking like, I find better. For me personally, I find better deals during this time.
Oh yeah, people are more motivated.
Yeah, they're more motivated, so.
They gotta go. If you're selling during Christmas, you gotta go. You have to leave.
You want to leave.
Right.
So how's business been with the increase in mortgage rates and kind of the shift in the market that we've been seeing?
Like I said, it slowed down some, but buyers are buyers. People who want to purchase a property are going to purchase the property.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think a lot of people are still waiting for this crash.
It's not
Right.
gonna be
I did mortgages when the market crashed before.
Oh, it was a difference.
This is not the same market,
Yeah, it's not.
right? Like this is not even it's not even close to being the same market, right? This is real paper. So when they were going $40,000 over, you have to understand they weren't financing $40,000 over.
Right.
That
They
was
had that.
cash going into that property at $40,000 over. So this isn't the exact same market. So I love where it's at. We needed it to slow down, and I think people are like, oh wait a minute, it's slowing down in price. We needed it to slow down. It couldn't if it kept rising the way it was. It's ridiculous.
Right.
We needed the market to slow down. So now we're going into a buyer's market. So if a person is looking to purchase a house, yeah, the rates are really high compared to 2.5 and 3%.
Right.
They're high. But like I said, when it crashed before, I was selling 7%. 7% was a great interest rate.
I know, it was a normal interest rate.
Right.
And that's what I tell a lot of people now. The interest rates now, they are normal. They're getting back to normal.
Correct.
So you'll be fine. So if you buy a house now, that's fine. And if the rate ever goes down again, you just refinance.
Refinance
That's it.
Right. And I think it'll go down. I think it'll go down when we get back to the next buying season. March, April, May, June. I think at that point the rates will start to fall back down.
Right.
Yeah.
To a point where people feel comfortable. If it dropped 0.5% and the mortgage rates went up 2.2%, the government's also looking at that.
Oh,
number,
yeah.
Right? I'm not the only one that's seen
Right.
that article, right? So I believe it'll balance itself out. But we really put buyers back into position to be able to grab and afford a home right now.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Without fighting, without going in ridiculous amount. People going, that was dumb at this point.
Here's a suitcase.
Right, exactly. No inspection.
Just
Like,
nothing.
can we do it with no appraisal too? Like, wait a minute, bro. You gotta appraise the house. It was crazy.
So I know we're short on time, but before we go, best piece of advice you can give to someone who wants to become a realtor?
Education. Educate yourself on the process, not just what they teach you in the books. There are certification classes all the time. There's always free education that you can get with your local association. As of right now, I think I have 6 different certifications and designations in real estate, but I'm constantly educating myself on the process. So if you truly want to be a real estate agent, understand it's going to take hard work. It's not going to be easy, guys. People are making checks. Well, the average real estate agent only closes 4 deals a year. The average real estate agent only closes 4 deals a year. Most can qualify for food stamps. I'm going to help you out with this real quick. So if you're not looking to educate yourself on the process, how to deal with the customer on the contracts, please, this is hard work. Don't get in the industry. If you're looking to work hard, diligently, and be educated at all times, that's it. Like, educate yourself on the entire process. Don't cheat yourself.
Well said. Well said.
I think that's
good?
That's
We
good.
good?
That's great information. You know? I mean, I think a lot of the realtors out there need it, and hopefully they'll reach out to you and get some more of your information.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we need better realtors.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's an industry must at this point.
Yep. Well, we want to thank you, Adrian,
No
for
problem.
coming on the
Thank
show.
you
Appreciate
again
you guys
coming.
for letting me
appreciate
come
it.
on.
Oh no, we appreciate it. You got a lot of great information to share, and I hope everybody out there sees that.
All right.
Yep. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to Monarch
All right.
MIndz.
Thank you. Have a good day.